Hello everybody, it's One here. In today's video, we're going to do a different topic video today. We're going to talk about some Marvel stuff today. So MCU, maybe a few crazy theories, and what I think is going to go on now after Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, and stuff. I am looking forward to some of these other new projects coming out. After watching Multiverse of Madness, I am. They already kind of have a concept now of the Midnight Suns coming around, because not only is Doctor Strange kind of circling around that too, but Moon Knight's character is also circling around that too. So we're probably going to have, kind of getting that going. And we already kind of had a start of it from the Internals, where Blade shows up at the end of the post-credit scene, talks to Black Knight character, and that little concept there. So there's kind of a starting point there. So the Midnight Suns team is getting made, and there's already a Marvel project of the Midnight Suns coming to the MCU. Now, is it going to be a series? Is it going to be a movie? It's hard to tell right now, but I would love to see the Midnight Suns as a movie, as like movies instead of a series, because there's so many things I think you could explore with the movies of them. Because Midnight Suns, there's a lot of characters on that Midnight Suns team, like in their building, but which comes to another conclusion that I'm also going to throw in here too, when it comes to all these these newer actors coming in and already being casted in a way. Because they even have some character concepts for, which I can't wait till he shows up soon, for Werewolf by Night, which is also part of the Midnight Suns. He is supposed to have a Halloween special, which is supposed to be an appearance of his, kind of a similar thing with upcoming with Guardians of the Galaxy's Christmas special, which they're supposed to have as well. So, from what I was told from the Halloween special, it's not only going to have Werewolf by Night, but it's also supposed to have Man-Thing, possibly Elsa Bloodstone, and I think Blade, maybe. But who else? I think it's just those four at the moment. I don't know if they're going to do, another character to kind of throw in there too. I was thinking like maybe they could throw maybe Hannibal King, because Hannibal King is technically a Midnight Suns character as well. So maybe they can kind of do a thing of that. But I think for another, but that's another concept I think is going to be pretty cool, introducing, Werewolf by Night, because, a lot of people don't know much about Werewolf by Night, and I think by doing this special like that, it probably will be a way, to introduce him, so that people can figure out who he is, and because for people right now, they look at him, he's just a werewolf, kind of like thing. So, the next thing I'm gonna talk about here is I'm gonna talk a little bit of the Black Panther 2 news. I'm not going to talk about too much, but I have a couple ideas I might talk about on. I watched a video. I don't remember what it was called, but it kind of got me thinking a little bit. But I don't think Black Panther 2, I don't think they're going to do this movie very well without T'Challa. And there are some reasons why I don't think. There's too many reasons I don't think. I think for Black Panther 2, I think what they're going to do, and they've kind of I've seen some rumors a little bit of it here and there, but what I think they're going to do, I think they're going, since the Multiverse of Madness has so many different versions of characters running around in the MCU, yeah, you might kill one character, but you can always bring another variant in. I think what they could do for Black Panther 2, I think they're going to bring a variant of T'Challa from a different timeline or somewhere, kind of similar approach what they did with Gamora on Avengers Endgame. I think they're going to do another one like that, but with T'Challa. And honestly, I think that would work, because to me, it's just too early to not use T'Challa anymore. I feel like it's too early to jump the gun with Shuri, and I'm not saying anything bad about her. I think she'll be a great Black Panther. I just think it's too early to show her off. Now, they do have a project for, to do like a Wakandan series and have her star as the Black Panther of that series, which I'd be all aboard for that, because there's a lot of things to explore in the Wakandan era and that Wakandan and stuff. You'd have all these characters you could explore with and other things, and maybe you could translate, the White Wolf thing, which is what Winter Soldier kind of changes his name to later on to the comics and stuff. Which I would think he probably would be in maybe an episode or two, just to kind of, like team up. But see, that's another topic I'm gonna. But that's just what I think of Black Panther right now. Now for Fantastic Four, I really cannot wait until we get this. I want to see I kind of hope John Krasinski is actually directing this film, and not only playing him, because but we also got word that Bryce Dallas Howard is a possibility as well, which she did a great job directing a couple of the Mandalorian episodes. I think that's gonna be interesting, but because I've seen so many I've seen kind of a small casting option for Fantastic Four of on a video I watched of who they had. They had John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, and I think they did use Emily Blunt between Emily Blunt and Bryce Dallas Howard as the Invisible Woman kind of concept. For the Thing, I think they kind of jumped around with John Cena or Dwayne The Rock Johnson. They didn't have too much topic on that. They kind of jumped around between those two characters. I honestly wouldn't mind John Cena playing him, or The Rock, depending on who they go with. I honestly think those are the two. They're their best option. I don't know who else you would choose though, which is kind of a difficult one. And then there's a concept for Human Torch. Because they've had ideas for to aim for a little bit of a younger kind of a Human Torch. So, because a lot of people were kind of expecting, Zac Efron to play Human Torch, which I would actually like to see that. But the thing is I think who they're going to choose. I think some kid from the Outer Banks series, which is called, his name is Rudy something, was mentioned, is kind of a mentioning point, and he actually kind of looks like him from the comics, just a little bit, like an actual comic actor, just a little bit. But I think that'd be kind of a good, nice little choice. Now, for another concept I seen was a child, and I was like Franklin Richards. Because I was like, so they're really going to jump. So is this Fantastic Four film going to just go ahead and jump towards the Franklin Richards spot? Because if that's the route they're going, then this type of Fantastic Four film we're getting isn't no origin story. It's going to be like I said, MCU's kind of getting to the point where I've said this, they're getting ready to kind of, they're not going to make too many standalone films, probably. I mean, there's going to be some, but not very many, because most of the MCU now is getting ready to kind of do, team building of Marvel characters. So team up, so Marvel team and stuff. And there's no Avengers right now. Avengers is ground zero. There's nobody, but there's a lot of concepts of, but for concepts like that, because there is quite a few other superhero team ups that they're going to be kind of, adding in this at some point in time. What else? I seen some theories, a video where like these actors of these sorry guys, I watched a video where they have Jason Statham casted as a Marvel character. Now, they didn't quite specify who he's playing, but he's already casted as somebody. Now, he's either, and this is my thing with that, now he's either cast as a villain or a hero, or maybe an agent of somebody, of a shield, or somebody in that category, but I think it's more towards the hero or villain concept. Now, if he's going to be a villain, I don't know if they're going to use the same guy that played him, but I always kind of pictured Jason Statham to play Daredevil's villain Bullseye. Now Bullseye, not only is he a lethal killer dude, but Jason Statham is a mastered knife thrower. So I can see how that would fit. And two, he's a martial artist. So like I think that would actually be an interesting character. Now, another thing, I think a hero character I could see him playing. Now, there was one that they kind of tossed around, Captain Britain, which his name was teased in Endgame by that one. Agent Carter was the one that mentioned his name. I forgot the actual character's name, but his name was actually teased. They kind of showed him, but I think an actor they mentioned that they was talking about that I kind of liked was Henry Cavill to play the Captain Britain character, and because Henry Cavill is actually a British character too. So, same with Jason Statham, but I kind of like Henry Cavill to play the Captain Britain character than I would Jason Statham. Which brings to my next one. I think the next British character that I could see that I think Jason Statham is going to be playing is going to be Union Jack. Which I think he's going to take on I think they're going to do a different name, because the original one was like Joseph something, Joseph Chapman, I think, which was kind of in the World War II like era. But I think they'll do a different name, like a different name, but it'll be Union Jack. But I think they'll just do a different name of somebody else. But that's one character I can see him. And then Union Jack, he's supposed to be like this special ops soldier, kind of a interesting character. But that was the other one I could think of, and that's probably where I think who he could be playing, because I think another superhero team that might get developed of showing at some point, which is the Special Ops or Black Ops Avengers group team, which has Blade in it, and he's supposed to be the leader of that, the creator of that team, because it's supposed to have Blade. Captain Britain is part of that. Union Jack is part of that. Same with Black Knight. I would assume is also part of it, and then possibly if you're doing a special ops, and since it's kind of involving the British characters, I would assume, since she is kind of coming around, I would assume Agent Carter is part of that too. But there was also there's another character that's also part of that that special ops group, which is Echo, which we've already seen her in Hawkeye, but I don't know how they're working with that concept. So there's like I said, there's a lot of super concept teams that's gonna start showing around. Let's see, the Thunderbolts is still coming around. We haven't heard much about them, but we know they're coming because what's her name is recruiting characters and stuff, and we haven't seen much of the recruitment since Hawkeye, when she was trying to. The end of the Black Widow film. But anyway, I think that's what's going to be in that type of concept. Is the Thunderbolts. Now, we also still have concepts of the Armored Wars, which is the machine war machine deal. And I also did see a thing of an Iron Man 6-episode series. I was reading about it on Google one day, and it was a rumor, and I was like, well, I know they're doing an Ironheart, but an Iron Man series? I was like, are they bringing back Tony Stark? Because this kind of tells me that since the multiverse is madness, I think they're going to start getting ready to do, because they kill comic book characters all the time in comics, and they bring them back. I think they're going to do a concept of that in the MCU. But if they do it, I think they're going to do it in a respectful way, so it's not ruining the sacrifice that Tony made in Endgame. So, if that's the case, I actually would like to see Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man return. To me, I feel like ever since these new ones started, because I kind of miss the original 6 Avengers. I think ever since we don't see them much, hardly, it feels out of place that they're not there. It just feels like it's missing something, in a way. Let's see. But there's so many concepts of what I think could happen, and they mentioned that in the Black Panther 2 that yes, Namor is going to be in it, but he is supposed to have a film kind of shortly centered around after that Black Panther 2 film. So I think Namor is just going to be a temporary villain. I don't think he's going to be I think something's going to change, which is going to tell me that Doctor Doom, as rumored a lot. I think Doctor Doom could be the villain for Black Panther 2. And possibly the one to kill T'Challa due to his passing. Or how that's how I think what's gonna, and then I don't know, there's so many different toss arounds with that Black Panther 2 right now. And then of course we have our Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which is also coming soon. I haven't heard too much on that one yet. And the fact that Adam Warlock is appearing, and then get your Thor Love and Thunder coming with Gore, the God Butcher, which is the villain, and which is played by Christian Bale, which I'm actually looking forward to seeing how that's going to go. I can't wait to have how all this is going to come to fold, and then start all these characters and team building and stuff, because like I said, I think there's not going to be I don't think there's going to be too many standalone MCU character films. I think it's going to start getting to where it's going to start becoming team building and team ups and creating teams and stuff now, because there's no Avengers now. And I think a lot of people that know that they're going to have to do that, build teams, because there's nobody around to do all this. But I did see some concepts of a Captain America 4 with Sam and stuff, but I did hear that Moon Knight, could possibly be teaming up. But I did hear, they didn't about contract and negotiations. I hope they sign him. I think Oscar Isaac did a good job with Moon Knight. I know a lot of people have said different, but I don't really care. I don't think he did that bad of a job. I think he gave us something different. Not just that, but I think we can rely on him to play. I think we can I think we can trust him to play the character. Now, if he teams up with in the Captain America as a team up, it's also supposed to feature Agent Carter in that as well. And I was kind of like, oh. I was like, and I said, and I also got, it's also kind of wondering if Captain America, Chris Evans' character, Steve Rogers, is still around. Yes, they kind of have him retired, but he is the man out of time. And 2, the multiverse of madness is quite a mystery, and there's a lot of things that we could see, and I'm pretty sure we could see Steve making a return. Don't know how, don't know where, don't know what concept or how, but to me it just feels like, okay, yeah, we got Agent Carter wearing the super soldier serum now, but the thing that I'm thinking on, I wonder if, I know they did the What If series with her, but I wonder if in this continent with her, if they manage to, kind of go off and fight other spots going on in the MCU, and then, but there's just so much that the MCU has given us, and I just can't wait to see it all come together. Like, this is a roadmap that Kevin Feige has made for us of MCU and stuff. So, but I can't really wait to see how this all comes together. Do I think Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield should have their sequels for one of their films? Yes. I think Tobey should have his 4th, and Andrew should have his 3rd. I actually kind of like this idea for Tobey Maguire, because they actually have some of them in the comics. They don't have a lot of them, but I like the old men superhero comics, like the Old Man Wolverine. They have an Old Man Hulk. They have an Old Man Hawkeye. They even have, we got Old Man Captain America as well, and they even made an old. They talked about doing a concept of an old man Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, and I think that would be awesome if they do it with him. Like I think it would be amazing, just to give us something to, yeah. And then for Andrew Garfield, I think, yes, you should give him his third film. I think it'd be interesting to see what they do after that. So, then we got the She-Hulk series as well, which is supposed to start here pretty soon since Moon Knight's pretty much done. I can't wait to see that. I know I see a lot of people looking forward to that, especially since Bruce Banner, Mark Ruffalo's character is starring in that show as well, so that'll be awesome. But I think that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I think I talked quite a bit about Marvel stuff and MCU, some certain things of what I think could happen and come into play and things. And there's always different changes too. So just have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully. But I'm actually looking forward to the Moon Knight Suns. I actually want a dark superhero Avengers team. I'm actually looking forward to that the most. Ever since I've seen them talking about that quite a bit, and the more I've heard them talking about it, the more the closer it's kind of getting. And I kind of want to see a gritty, dark Avengers dark team, has no problem taking out the issue. But I kind of hope they have Doctor Strange kind of, leading that team of the Midnight Suns, because he was kind of the original, the team leader of that. But we'll see how that goes. And then, there's possibly Scarlet Witch becoming, starting on that too, because I did hear that she did kind of redo her contract to do multiple other films. So hopefully we can, and possibly maybe get her a series, and then maybe a solo series, or maybe a movie. So we'll see, and possibly, because I think she's supposed to center to be the key to the X-Men mutants coming in. That's kind of where my theory is. So, alright guys, that's going to be it. Post a comment section below. Tell me what your guys' thoughts and theories are on the MCU. What you guys think, what you guys want to see, what you're hoping for. If I hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. As always, I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.